Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently 1:50 a.m. on this rainy evening. It is currently 57 degrees outside. It's chilly. And tomorrow, the high is supposed to be 57 degrees. And I just made a cup of coffee in my Swig coffee cup. Oh, you know what? The lid is on the wrong side. Hold on a second. Oh, you have to open this to get the lid to come off. Hold on a second. I'm afraid I'm going to spill this everywhere. And the light is changing, so I'm going to have to do this. Well, it can cool down for a little bit anyway. It's so hot. It's straight out of the Keurig. It's Starbucks Toasted Graham. So anyway, it's supposed to be 57 tomorrow. I don't know if it's supposed to rain or not. I've literally, you guys, I have done absolutely nothing today. And it was really nice. Honestly, I slept in so late. Well, last night, I listened to, I don't know, probably 40 minutes of my audiobook. I'm listening to this cozy mystery that is called Arsenic and Adobo. And it's the first book in a new series. And I think it's her debut novel. And I had started it before we left on the trip. And then I was kind of like, oh, I don't want to listen to this on the trip. But I didn't end up listening to any audiobooks on the trip anyway. So I had stopped it and then downloaded this Andrew Main book that had just come out. And I was going to read that. But I didn't start that either, so I was like, I'm going to go back to the Adobo and Arsenic and Adobo book. And it's really, really good, honestly. And it's interesting because the main character, well, the whole family is Filipino. And so it's about this woman that she went away to grad school in Chicago. It takes place in Illinois, which is real close to me. She went to grad school. I gotta figure out the heat in here, you guys. I have the heat on and now it's too much. Hold on. So her parents died when she was young and her grandma raised her. And so then she went away to grad school and she had, right before she left to go to college, she'd had this boyfriend all through high school who's part of the book. And they had broken up right before she went to college. Anyway, so she comes home to help her grandma because she can't really find work, I think. I can't remember now. It was at the very beginning of the book. She comes home to help her grandma with her restaurant, which is a Filipino restaurant. But at the beginning of the book, the author does this huge intro, and she goes through, and I may mispronounce some of these words, you guys, so if I do, I apologize. But anyway, she goes in and talks about a lot of the words that she's going to use in the books that are Tagalog. I think that's the language. And it's really interesting because one of our very, very dear friends that Alex worked with for a while, and now he and her are really, really close, but she actually used to work with my ex as well. So I've known her for 20 plus years at this point, right? And she is Filipino, and we have been to her wedding, and tons of her family stuff, and this book so much reminds me of that, even just with what they call each other, their names and stuff like that, and the big family. It really, really reminds me of that. Plus, it's one of the very first books that I have ever read that really focuses on Filipino culture, which I think is it's interesting, and it's fantastic that she's doing it. And also that she's bringing it into the cozy mystery series, or into the cozy mystery genre. And she says at the beginning of the book, this was interesting, I didn't really understand a lot about this, but she said, this is a cozy, so it won't discuss specific it's not like cozy mysteries don't go into like deep dive investigations. You know, it's like, oh, like in the last one I read, you know, there was a cheddar biscuit stuck in her mouth. I mean, they're murders and things like that, but they're kind of tongue-in-cheek as well. I don't know how to... They're like Angela Lansbury, Murder, She Wrote kind of mysteries. You know, they're not super deep. And she went in and she talked about, at the beginning of the book, the author, about how... like the scrutiny that Filipino people are put under during murder investigations and things like that, and that she didn't want to play light of that. And so she said certain things. The whole introduction is really interesting to the book. But to be honest with you, as a cozy mystery, I like really could not get into it at first at all. Like I just was like, it felt very, very similar to the last cozy that I read, like almost identical. But like when you start reading enough cozies that kind of have the same storyline to them, I mean, they really do. And like I walked out of the house, I must have just got in my car right in time, because I walked out of the house and it was just kind of sprinkling a little bit, but not even really. And now it's like full on pouring down rain. Anyway, so I listened to a little bit of it last night. It is so good. It got so good. The cover of it is absolutely beautiful, by the way. And it was so funny because I was talking about it in some video, and Zachary Michael, I don't know, some of you might watch him. He's another commentary channel. He does commentary on something completely different than I do, though. But we've become friendly, kind of. I mean, he's just a really, really nice guy. And he, like, reached out to me. He texted me, and he was like, oh my God, are you reading Arsenic and Adobo? And I said, yeah. And his partner is really good friends with the author of that book. And I was like, oh my God, what a small world, right? So, I thought that was really cool. But anyway, yeah, I started that. And then today, I just like driving around, like picking up the dogs and doing stuff, I listened to it. And it's really good. It's really good. I'm really enjoying it. I have to finish it and read 6 more books between now and the end of September, which is never going to happen. It's like a book every other day. I have to finish it and 6 other books to be like on task for... It's never going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to make my 102 books this year. I'm starting to get a little worried. Like, I cannot like be slow about it in October. Like, I have got to keep up with my books in October. You know, last year I read quite a few graphic novels, which they're kind of like quick reads, you know. Like I read all of the Heartbreaker series by Alice Oseman. I think that was like 5 or 6 books. This year I haven't, I don't think, read any graphic novels, you know, maybe 1 or something like that. And so that like really helped me out with books last year. So I'm like, I've been like picking these long books, you know. I actually was just sitting on Amazon because I don't like to announce my books for the next month for the book club until I have like a hardback copy that I can like show in a picture. So, I actually just ordered them on Amazon. They should be here tomorrow. I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do another double feature in October like I did in July. I'm doing like scary books, but they're young adult, so they shouldn't be too scary, but they'll be good. But like the Courtney Summers book was considered young adult too, the project that I chose. They should be here tomorrow because they're being delivered by Prime, which means that I will do the announcement on Thursday. Yeah. So that was basically all I've done the last 24 hours is pick up the dogs and listen to these audiobooks. Listen to this audiobook. But if you're looking for a new cozy, Adobo and Arsenic, or Arsenic and Adobo, I would highly recommend. It's got a really colorful cover to it. It's like you can see this woman from like the neck down, and she's like cooking, and then she's got like this dachshund next to her, this little cute dog. So anyway, which hasn't made an appearance in the book yet, and I'm already like 2 hours into it, almost 2 hours. But she's referenced the dog just hasn't made an appearance in the book yet. But anyway, I got up today, I slept in forever, and then I started uploading my vlog. I honest to God could have had the vlog up at like 6 o'clock, but then when I got home from eating tonight, I went back to bed, and like the vlog wasn't done at that point, so I was like, okay, I'll just post it when I get up. Well, I didn't get up until 12:30, so that's why it got posted so late, 12:30 a.m. Anyway, I got up, started uploading the vlog. I didn't even unpack today. You guys, I usually come home, I was so exhausted. I usually come home, and within the first 10 minutes of being home, I'm completely unpacked. Like, I haven't even unpacked. I unpacked my backpack, and that's it. That I like carry on the plane and stuff. And took out like my cosmetics, you know, bag, my little Dop kit bag. So I got up, uploaded the vlog, then I went and picked up the dogs. They were so cute. They were so sweet. And they got baths, but they didn't get, of course, haircuts because Toddy doesn't have a groomer right now. So that's my goal this week, is to find a groomer. Our vet gave us a list of groomers that she approves of. So, yeah. So anyway, I picked them up. This coffee smells so good, you guys. Do you guys hear this rain? This is like unreal. It just like came out of nowhere. I gotta pull in here so I can change this lid. So I picked up the dogs today, and they were so funny. When they got home, they were just like, they were rolling around in the bed, and they were wrestling each other and stuff. They were so cute. And then they just kind of like, dropped and fell asleep like nobody's business. I'm so afraid to like pull this lid up that it's gonna spill all over me, and it's like hot, 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 hot. Okay. This is the cup. Isn't it pretty? I would love just to leave the lid. Well, how is it supposed to sit? Yeah, it's still really hot. I made this habit to listen to my audiobook when I get done vlogging. But anyway, so then, like, I got, Alex was supposed to go out to dinner with, his bosses tonight, and so, like, they went early, and I didn't realize that. I thought they were going at, like, 6, but they went at, like, 4:30 or something. So I was, like, texting him, and they were out to dinner. And so he was done at, like, 6, and I had, like, literally just put the dogs in their house, because I was like, I've got to eat something. I didn't eat yesterday anything real. Like, I am starving. And I was craving Chinese food. And I kind of just wanted to go to a buffet. And I was like, but there really aren't. Indianapolis doesn't have great Chinese food buffets. They used to, they don't anymore. They have this one up here called The Journey. It's a franchise, you guys might have it in your town, but it's like mostly seafood, and I don't eat seafood, and I hate the smell of the place inside. I think I've only been there like once or twice, honestly. So I was like, I don't want to go there, and I also don't want to pay like $25, you know? So there's this one in Fishers that's called Dragon House, and I used to love it. And I think it probably still is okay if you eat meat, but literally all they had on there for me to eat was white rice, like some fried rice that was just very basic tasting to me, and then she was like showing me this like steamed vegetable stuff. So that was like all I had. And so then I got some fried rice. I was waiting for it to get done. I got fried rice and veggie spring rolls to take home in case I got home and I was hungry and there was nothing for me on the buffet. The fried rice, the 3 spring rolls, and the buffet came to $22 or $24. Pretty cheap. But let me just tell you that this was probably the worst Chinese buffet I've ever been to in my entire life. I don't know what happened. Like, it has like gotten so bad. It was funny because I was thinking the whole time that I was there about, I don't know if you guys will remember this, but I did the videos with Arlena well, she lives close to Anderson. And so Arlena was somebody that's watched my videos for a long time, and she's the one that I ended up giving all of that PR to and stuff that I was sent, and we had a great day, and we filmed videos like for all of my channels. Well, she wanted to go to the Chinese buffet, since I always talk in my drama videos about the Chinese buffet. You know, like, I don't know her, I don't eat at the Chinese buffet with her. So she took me to this Chinese buffet. It was like, it wasn't in Anderson, it was like in this small town by her, and she was like, this will be like the best Chinese buffet you've ever been to, trust me. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And, you know, like when people tell you that, they're like, these are the best tacos in the entire world, you can go, and they're gross. But like, she was so right. Like, it really truly was like the best Chinese buffet in the world. And I think about that place like all the time. I'm always like, that buffet was so good. And so I was thinking about that today, but I was like so tired on the way to the Chinese buffet. I was like, I just need to eat and go back to bed. I don't even know what was wrong. I mean, I was only up a couple hours. I was like, I am so exhausted from Las Vegas. I'm still tired now. Like, so anyway, and now I'm starting to think I slept too much. So as I was leaving, Alex was calling me, and he was like on his way. He was like almost home. So literally the dogs were like in their house for like 5 minutes. So he goes, okay, well, I'm going to get into bed with the dogs and just kind of hang out. I said, okay. I said, I'm going to eat and then I'll be home. Do you want anything? He said, no. We had appetizers at dinner, and he had Chipotle for lunch. So he was like, I'm totally not hungry. Oh. So I went and I ate this buffet. It was the worst buffet. And even what I did have was gross. And then I got fried rice, because I was like, I want to try something different. I always get Mark Pie's carryout. And I was like, I want to get something different. And I'm going to continue to get Mark Pie's carryout, because this was gross. This Formosa seafood buffet, I was going to go over here, because it actually is a good buffet. This had like one row. I mean, I knew exactly what it was going to look like when I went in there. I just felt like I remembered the food being better or something. I don't know. The food was gross. And, but the woman that worked there was very, very nice. I felt so bad for her, because she was kind of like really like hustling around trying to get the food out there and stuff like that. And so then she brought out, what do you call it? She brought out my food that I ordered, and then I left. And I went home, and I started, my vlog at that point had been done rendering, and so I started uploading it. Or had I started up? I think I started uploading it before. You know, I had started uploading it before because it wasn't done yet. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna lay down, and when I get up. So I went upstairs, and I was talking to Alex and just hanging out with the dogs, and the dogs at that point were like exhausted. Tucker was kind of playing with his little lady, and Boo Radley was laying between the pillows, and they were being so sweet. But they were so tired, you could tell. And so I told Alex, I said, I'm gonna sleep, like I'm gonna take like a long nap. And my plan had been, I laid down at 7, and I was like, I'm gonna lay down from like 7 to like 10. And I set my alarms for 10 and 10:15. And at some point, I remember, I kept on waking up. You guys, I had the weirdest dreams. I don't remember them, but I had the weirdest dreams. At some point, like really vivid dreams too. Oh, has it been out of focus all this time? Come on. Okay. At some point, like, I woke up and Alex was awake, and I thought, and so then I woke up at like 12:30 or something, and I was like, I said, are you just going to sleep now or something like that? And he said, it was like 9 o'clock. He said, Alexa, you know, and said her, whatever, like the thunderstorms, you know, thing. And so I said, are you going to bed? That was when I woke up. And I said, are you going to bed right now? And he goes, yeah, I mean, it's like 9:10 or 9:15 or something. He's like, I'm really tired. And I said, okay. And I like, so then when my alarm went off at 10, he was like, can you turn that off? And I turned it off, and I looked up, and he was asleep. So then when I woke up at like 12, our sleep schedule is just so screwed up from this trip is what is going on. When I woke up at like 12, and I looked over, he was like awake, and he was playing his game. And I said, I thought you went to bed. He was like, I did, but I woke up. I said, oh, okay. So, and then, yeah, I slept till like, I think it was closer to 12:30. Maybe later than that, because I got up, and I brought out my fried rice. And I was texting with Jason. He was asking me some stuff about the trip, the shoe store that we went to. So I was texting him. I don't think I included that I was going to include that in the vlog, but we went to this shoe store, and it was like this consignment shoe store in the Forum Shops Mall. It was like absolutely incredible. And they had these like, I wanted these Air Force Ones, but they were like fuzzy, and they were, like, I had wanted them when they came out, and they were Grateful Dead. And they came out in yellow, green, orange, and blue. And I'd wanted a pair of yellow, green, yellow, orange, blue, and green. Was there a fifth color? Anyway, I really wanted a pair of these, and when they came out, they were like $200 or $300, you guys, right? So they're like wrapped, like in this like plastic, and like kept in like perfect condition. This store is unbelievable, you guys. If I remember sometime this week, I'll include it in the vlog, but because I have a little video of it. So there's like a barcode on the bottom of all the shoes, and you scan them, and it'll tell you what sizes they have them in and how much they are. Well, they didn't have my size, first of all, thank God, because this was something I really wanted. And they're just really cool. They have like the dancing bear on like the like on the tongue of the shoe, and then the stripe has like these, or like the Nike part of it has like this Grateful Dead thing on it. They're really cool. I mean, and also probably something that I wouldn't wear all the time, but still very cool. So the lowest that they were $1,200 depending on the size, and they went all the way up to $4,000. And I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? So he was asking me what that store was called, and he was like, can you send me the pictures of that store and stuff, because I took like a really cool picture of the store. Yeah, I'll pull in up here and I'll show you guys the picture of the store. Oh my gosh. That will be how I include it in the video. Or I'll forget. I'm bad enough as it is in like a drama video, but on a vlog, I'll never remember to include it. And then I was figuring out what books I wanted to do for October. And I had one in mind, and then I was looking up like, because I want to do scary books in October. So I was looking up like scary books, and I like another one that it was already in my library. I had purchased it already, and I had totally forgotten that. Okay. The world is a vampire. You guys remember that song? I don't know why I have that song stuck in my head. Okay. So here's what the shoe store looks like. I don't know if you guys can see it inside. It's like all this like huge row of shoes, you see? And then it won't play the video, or it won't play the sound, but here's the video. There's the Grateful Dead shoes. There's the floor. And you're gonna see like all these walls of shoes. Look at this. These are all consignment special edition shoes. And every wall is covered with them. Isn't that cool? So yeah. Okay. I think what I've decided I'm gonna do is oh my God, look at those huge pumpkins. I think I've decided I'm gonna keep my flowers until the last day of September, and then on October 1st, which I don't know when that is, I'll go and get, is it 21st? 22nd, 23rd, 24th. 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. 7, 28, 29, 30. So Thursday, so it'll be next Friday. I'll go get, well, Melissa's gonna give me some mums, but then I will also go and get, maybe I should get them earlier. I don't know. At Costco. I'm afraid of them selling out if I don't go. They're so pretty. I should go see what Walmart has too, don't you think? Because that Walmart's where I got my really nice summer plants. Alex and I had talked about like not traveling, you know, and unless we take like just a short trip between now and like when we would go to Ultra next spring, which is like 6 months, which we, you know, are just so blessed to be able to travel as much as we do anyway. But like today, I was like kind of really excited about just being at home for like a long period of time, you know, and just going to meetings and listening to my audiobooks and hanging out with, you know, my sober friends and just nesting through the fall and winter. And we were really thinking about going somewhere for New Year's. We'd really like to do Mexico again for New Year's because, you know, what is this flooding? It was beautiful there that time of year, and it was just real peaceful. And that was one of the things that we had considered. We had considered, like, you know, doing like Florida in October, but as we were looking at it, we're just like, let's just like save some money, enjoy 2022. You know, hopefully at the end of 2022, starting to like really get, or at some point in 2022, really starting to get the house redone. And saying that for so long, we haven't started it. I don't really know what's the best time of year to do that. Spring, but then spring is like rain, so then it's like you're trekking in rain or mud into the house. I feel like for every season, there's not a great season for redoing stuff in the house. Like winter, obviously in Indiana would be the worst, I would think. And then there's spring, but spring is like so rainy. And then is that why a lot of people do reconstruction in the summer and fall? Must be. I would think summer and fall would be the best. Plus, right now, from friends of ours that are redoing their houses and stuff, and the people across the street that are doing this patio, I've heard because of like the difficulty in getting things here, and also like there like not being a surplus of a lot of things. Yeah, I mean, we're out of like supplies everywhere, right? Well, that's in the construction, you know, world as well. And so what would cost, or what this cost 2 years ago, is now like twice as much now. The people across the street told us we're getting their patio, that what they were quoted, or they told me this, what they were quoted at the time that they asked and at the time that it got approved, which the difference was like 8 months, it had doubled in cost of how much it was going to cost them for the parts that they... It stopped. I knew I was close to 30 minutes, but I didn't think I was that close to 30 minutes. But the price had doubled in what it was going to cost them to do for, not for labor, but for parts. And so, I'm not in a hurry to, like, you know, put a bunch of money and double it when we could wait a little bit of time and then, you know, I don't know. We'll see. And it's not going to kill us to, like, save money. And so then, you know, we'll have that there to do it the way that we want to do it, too. So I'm kind of excited to just nest a little bit. I'm not promising by any means that I'm going to start being a workout fiend, but I was thinking that it would be nice to, like, take a walk every day, even just listening to my audiobook and just get a little active. I lost 5 pounds on this trip. I don't know what it is about going to Las Vegas. I didn't even walk this much on this trip. Like, I really didn't. But I have to say this, I did kind of watch what I ate, because, I mean, I ate crap, but I also, like, watched, like, the quantity of intake and stuff, because, like, I was so afraid of my stomach being, you know, we were eating at some really nice restaurants, and usually, like, the nicer the restaurant, like, their salad dressings, their butter, their, like, cream and their pastas and stuff like that are so homemade that they really mess with my stomach. So I was, like, really, really worried about that. And, so, like, I didn't eat a lot. Like, when we would go out to dinner, I was, like, very careful with what I ate. So, yeah. Maybe that's why, I don't know. But I was kind of surprised when I got on the scales this morning, and I was like, oh my god, I'm like 5 pounds thinner than I was before I left. This coffee is so hot. Woo! I'm like, I want to take this lid off, but I don't want to. I hope it doesn't spill. And then just like that, the rain stops. It's crazy, isn't it? Welcome to Indiana in the fall. Leaves are falling. Yeah, it's crazy to think, like, in the next month, like, the leaves will completely fall, it'll get very cold, and, sweater weather. You know, it's weird, because, like, October is warmer now in Indiana than it was when I was growing up. Like, by October 1st, when I was growing up, it was cold outside. I mean, you had to have a sweater or a sweatshirt on every single day. But that's not necessarily the case in Indiana now. I mean, we can have some, I mean, we always back then, what was it called? Shoot. Every time I say this, I always think of this song. It's a Neil Young song, too. But it's called something fall or something summer. Or, I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, it's a day. Like, when you wake up, and every day has been like 40 or 50. And then you wake up one day and it's like 80. That's called something. Or am I thinking of the Neil Young song Harvest Moon? I'm like I don't talk about this on here very often, but I'm a huge, huge, huge Neil Young fan. Huge Neil Young fan. I love that song Harvest Moon, by the way. I love his older stuff. I love his newer stuff. I just love Neil Young. And I'm actually not like I like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. But I like Neil Young a lot more. But what's that called when you like wake up and it's called something. Every time I say it, somebody on here comments the right thing, so thank you. But it's like we'll have a day or two like that in October. Like back in the day we would. But now it's like it seems like we have warmer days in October. I don't know, it just depends. I read something about the Farmer's Almanac said we were supposed to have like a really cold winter and we were supposed to have a lot of like snow and precipitation this winter. So we'll see. I feel like they say that every year though and we don't. So who knows? Only the shadow knows. I don't feel like that Farmer's Almanac is ever very correct, honestly. And like being from the Midwest, I mean, I think the Farmer's Almanac shows all of the United States, but like being that this is like a really agricultural state, I can remember a lot of people talking about the Farmer's Almanac when I was growing up. Like, oh, the Farmer's Almanac is really accurate and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, it is? Because I don't feel like it is ever accurate. It's also like if you read it, it could kind of apply to any kind of weather, you know? Like, it doesn't say like, I don't know, it just isn't real super specific. This coffee is good. This cup keeps it super hot though for a long time, which is nice, but I like my coffee a little like, not lukewarm, but a little bit cooler, you know. I still haven't finished Fear Street. I still need to finish that tonight. Maybe, oh, I was gonna finish it while I was eating my fried rice that I brought home, but that was when I was like texting Jason. Oh, coffee. What are the things that you guys love most about fall? I love cool days outside when you can wear sweaters. I love hanging out with friends and getting coffee or hot chocolates. And I like that feel on your face when it's like the wind is so strong you can feel it right here and here. And you get a little bit of wind burnt. I love going out to dinner with friends on fall and winter evenings. And you like run in from your car to the restaurant because it's so cold and it's like snowing or raining outside, or it's just windy, you know. I love that. Ooh, I love going to see movies on fall nights late at night. I love telling spooky ghost stories. Oh, chili dinners on fall nights with cornbread and garlic bread. I love that. Apple muffins or apple pie or pumpkin pie. Of course, I love Halloween and scary movies. I don't know what else I love. I love so many things about fall. Oh, I love the color of the leaves changing. I'm like, in my head, there's like, you know that book Summer that I love by Louise Lowe, I think it's by. There's one for fall, winter, and spring as well, I think. I don't know if there's a fall one. I have the winter one, because they're like, the kids are sliding down the hill and stuff like that. I don't know if it's by the same person or not, but it looks the same. The pictures are by the same person, but here starts to rain again. I love the leaves, the color of the leaves. I love seeing piles of leaves. I love randomly having like movies from the Halloween franchise on, 4 and 5 are some of my favorites, or 6, and having like the leaves being, you know, different, and like pumpkins and scarecrows in people's yards in the movies, and then you go drive around and it looks exactly the same. Indiana, I mean, really looks like those scary movies. Like, that's one of the things I do love about Indiana, is that, like, during fall, like, we look like the scary movies, you know? Like, I try to explain this to people and they're like, really? And I'm like, when you watch the show Stranger Things on Netflix, like, we look like Stranger Things. Indianapolis and southern Indiana, like, if you, from here anywhere south, I mean, and some of northern Indiana too, like the farmland areas and whatever, looks like Stranger Things. It just really does, like with a lot of wooded area and the leaves, and it just really looks a lot like that. I think that my favorite seasons in Indiana are fall, or summer is number one now, and then fall. Although we didn't really have a very warm summer this year. It just was kind of lame. It was like, I was really hoping we'd have a super hot summer that I could be out by the pool every day and stuff. Does the rain sound peaceful? Our sunlight in our bathroom, you know, like when it's raining, if you're standing in the bathroom, you can hear it. I mean, like, it's like you can really hear it because it's a big sunlight. But I mean, it's probably like 1.5 feet, 2 feet by like 5 feet, so you can really hear it. But oh, maybe not 5 feet, maybe 4 feet. But like, if the window is open, if the door is open to the bedroom or to the bathroom, like if the door from the bathroom, the door to the bedroom to the bathroom is open and you're laying in bed, even with the fan on, like you can really hear it on that window, and it's so soothing to fall asleep that way. I love it. Love it. What is this? What is this? I was like, what is this? It's like the cap to my coffee mug. What are some of your favorite things about fall? Did you guys ever see that movie, The Lady in White, with Lucas Haas? I loved that movie back in the day. It's actually kind of a scary movie. And I loved the movie. I didn't really love the book as much. I think I tried to read it by Ray Bradbury, and I don't think I got through the whole thing. But Something Wicked This Way Comes. I loved that book back in the day. Stephanie Perkins, the YA writer, she came out with a scary book a couple years ago, which just got really horrible reviews. I actually thought it was really good. It was called There's Somebody in the House, or There's Someone in the House, or something like that. And she was supposed to write a follow-up to it, and that never happened. I don't know why. But it was good. I liked it. Oh, the light is flashing. So now that I know that this battery has, I think this is the same battery that I had last night, has about a 45-minute window to it. That's good to know. Well, I'm going to drive until it dies, and then I'm going to change it. It's good to know that the battery will last me about exactly 14 or, it will last me exactly 44 or 45 minutes now. Wish I would have made a little bit more coffee than this, because I think I'm going to want some more while I'm listening to my audiobook. Well, her grandma who raised her was drinking coffee. And then that made me think, do you ever do this with movies or books and stuff? Like when people are doing stuff in it, then you're like, oh, if they're having a sandwich, then I want a sandwich. I remember back in the day. So anyway, her grandma was drinking coffee, so I thought, oh, well, I'll have a cup of coffee while I'm listening to my audiobook. That'll be real fun, you know? And it'd be real cute. So, I love stuff like that. When I was a kid, my mom and I, we would watch Rear Window, the Alfred Hitchcock movie. And there's a part where Thelma, his, like, housekeeper, she, like, makes him a sandwich or something. And he has, like, an extra leftover sandwich or something. And it's, like, in the middle of the night. And he's, like, you know, this is, like, the night that he, like, actually watches the guy, like, take all the pieces of his wife out of the house or out of the apartment. And he's sitting there, you know, when it rains, it stops raining, he falls asleep, he wakes up. Basically my life. So, anyway, he's watching through this back window, and he, like, at one point he's eating, like, this sandwich, and I remember my mom and I were like, let's go make a sandwich in the kitchen. We made peanut butter sandwiches and had apples with salt on it, and it was so good. Oh, so delicious. Anyway. I didn't get to see Tanya Jean today. She is in Florida, and she gets back Thursday, I think. I think she gets back Thursday. But I did get to see her son, Nick, who's kind of like my nephew. I mean, he was like 3 or 4 when well, how old is he now? Tanya's got 25. He's 28. No, he just turned 29. Anyway, I was like, what have you been up to? And he was like, not much. He's house sitting for his mom and dad. He and his girlfriend are house sitting for her while they're gone, and the dog sitting. And, okay, I'm back. The battery died. There was literally nowhere for me to turn in forever. It was just like all these warehouses and stuff. And I was like, I am not pulling in here. It's scary. Can I get through? Oh, I can't get through this way. Darn it. Does it not go out that way? This is the Jimmy John's drive-thru, so I can't get out this way. Well, I guess I could have just gone all the way around the building, but I will. Yeah, I was talking to Nick, and I was like, I'm always like trying to get him to take over the business. I'm like, you're gonna take over the family business, right? He's like, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. It's so funny, like, having seen him, like, grow up through the years, you know? I mean, from the years that he was just, I mean, this little kid, and now he's, like, you know, very serious relationship, and gone on to college, and he's just a really neat young guy. Very proud of him. Proud of Tanya and Eric. They raised such a kind and polite, successful young, you know, man. Oh, I was telling him today, too. I was like, yeah, I texted your mom. I said, that was how I was trying to figure, because I was trying to figure out when she gets back. She either gets back Thursday or Friday. And I was like, 2 more sleeps or something like that. He goes, that's what my mom says, was sleep. I go, I know, I learned it from your mom, I think. He's like, that's funny. So anyway. There were like 2 other people picking up their dogs when I got there, and So this girl that works for Tanya, she's really sweet, and she was like, well, I had to carry out like all the extra food, so I was like, do you mind carrying them out to the car? And she's like, oh no, not at all. So she came out with both of them from the back, and you can hear all the dogs bark like as the dogs are going out. It's like they're all saying goodbye, bye Boo, bye Tucker. Like, I wonder what they must think about that whole experience, you know? I always wonder about the world of dogs. Like, why do I spend so much time thinking about what dogs think about? But anyway, they like came out there and they just kind of looked at me and they're like, I think at first they don't really get it and they get real excited, you know? They were all fluffy from like having shampoos today. They got their baths today. They were so excited about that. I'm sure. They had little bandanas on and stuff. They looked so cute. Tanya like spent so much time picking out like the perfect like fabric for the bandanas. Like, because I've gone with her when she's done it, you know, and I'll be like, she'll be like, I don't like this. I'm like, girl, they're just bandanas. Like, she's like, no, they have to be the right bandanas material. Like for like Halloween, like for every holiday, she picks like 3 different, you know, patterns, like pumpkin, skeletons, and something else. Like, you know, for the holidays, she picks like, you know, winter and snowmen and whatever. And so she always picks like these, like 3 or 4 different fabrics. And she's like very serious about it. Those are the 2 things I bought. Well, that's one of the 2 things I've had to like go with Tanya and buy for years, is like that and printer cartridges, because her printer cartridges are at work or going out all the time. And so we always have to go and look for them, and Meyer never usually has them. That's when we go to Walmart. Walmart will always have them. And so the last time that we were there, which was probably, I mean, no lie, I mean, we've been to Walmart hundreds of times looking for these printer cartridges, you know, of which she buys like 5 at a time. And I'm like, why don't you just buy them on Amazon Prime, Tanya, and have them delivered to your work? And she was like, I never thought of that before. I was like, no, neither did I. God, we're so smart. She was like, I think I'm gonna do that. That's like when I started figuring out what, like I would go to Barnes & Noble and I would be like, I've got to find a book, you know, for Peter's Book Club. And then I was like, I'm just gonna start like keeping like ideas of books that I want to read, and then I know like what that book will be, and then I'll just order it on Amazon Prime, and then I don't have to go to the bookstore. I mean, I love to go to the bookstore, but I always spend too much money there. And then I'm like, I don't have to go to the bookstore, I can just order it online, which it's cheaper on Amazon than it is to order it, to get a book in a bookstore anyway. It's like $5 or $6 cheaper. I need to get my oil changed. I need to get my oil changed. I got a bunch of stuff I have to do. I need to make a list of all the things I want to get done. I need to have the chimney guy come. I should probably put a call into him now, because I remember last year Tanya was like, I think she had to have him come out to the house, and she was like, it takes like, there's like a waiting list. So I was like, okay, so if I call now, I probably have a better chance of getting him to come out if I wait. Oh, you know what? I went the wrong way. Oh my gosh. says do not enter, and if I go that way, it's like all the way down to the school. I do this every night. How did I miss it? How did I miss the entrance? Well, I was like kind of looking at the signs, so I wasn't paying attention. I like to go by this one house, the one that I always show you guys, because for like every holiday, they always have like such great ideas for like how to decorate your house. So for fall, I want to see if she has all of her mums and stuff out yet. Oh, there it is. Oh, she does. She has hay stalks out and all of her fall. She's got all of her fall stuff out already. Oh, I love it. I wonder when the Halloween stores will open. I'm kind of surprised they're not open already. Usually, like, you know, they open like pretty quickly. Where am I out on time? I think I'm gonna get off here, guys, and listen to some of my audiobooks so I can listen to some of it before I go to bed. I'm gonna get up tomorrow. I'm gonna, if I get there early enough, do my crumble cookie review. And then I'm going to attempt to do videos on all of my channels tomorrow. So, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna get off here now. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. First and foremost. First and foremost, the mostest of the most. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya! Oh, and for those that need to hear it or want to hear it, whether you want to hear it or you need to hear it, you're gonna hear it. Unless you turn the camera off now. One more, I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!